Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our red Terran player for Na'Vi. It is Spirit. And his opponent in the lower right for Basilisk, it's the Zerg, Reynor. Playing in this week's EPT Cup. I hope we see more of him. Clem right now is in Korea for at least a few more weeks. I think a big part of the reason he went there actually was for the Stormgate tournament, which is really cool that that's happening over there. I have a live Stormgate LAN tournament. But I'm sure he also wanted to do some StarCraft, you know. There's always, I feel like every StarCraft player has that bit of a desire to go to Korea and do stuff in Korea. I'm sure Clem was happy with the opportunity to go do that. He played in KSL this past week, which was nice. But we do miss him in these EPT EU Cups as he is a mainstay of the EPT. Reynor coming in to fill his spot. Reynor used to be a mainstay for a long time, like 2020, 2021. Clem versus Reynor was the finals like every week. You know, nowadays, MaxPax is there all the time. Clem still plays very consistently, and Reynor's the one who's been taking his Mondays off from EPT. I expect a pretty macro-focused match here. Spirit tends to be very macro-focused, not highly aggressive player, and Reynor certainly has some aggression possible, but I feel like Spirit's defense is usually going to be quite good also. I don't know. I feel like these guys are just going to want to get into the meat and potatoes of this game. You know, we're skipping the appetizers. I don't think I've ever likened StarCraft to a meal before, but it kind of works, right? Like, especially with the term cheese, because when would you eat just like cheese for a meal? It's when you're just eating, it's like a low effort, right? If you're just eating cheese. I mean, it could be delicious cheese, but it's still, you're eating like cheese and crackers, you know? But if you're just eating cheese, that's when you you just have some cheese in the fridge and you're like, I'm kind of hungry, I just want a snack. And you go to the fridge and you eat some cheese. And that's what a cheese game is like. You're like, let's just do this. Do this. Let's end this game. But then you have like an appetizer that's like early aggression, right? Like one base or maybe early two base play. You know, maybe we'll have some harassment. That could be like a shared appetizer where you just eat like a bite of this, or like you go to a restaurant and they give you a tiny little dish just to start you off. You ever done that? They give you like like bread at the table. That's what it is. That's what harassment is. Early game, like what Spirit's doing here. This is bread at the table, you know? Oh, he's gonna Widow Mine drop. That's the whipped butter that comes with your pumpernickel bread. You know? It's good stuff. No appetizers this game. We're going straight for the main course. That's just macro. Then late game, that's like the dessert. You know, you got your ghosts. That's your ice cream sundae right there afterwards. Your cheesecake, chocolate lava cake, dessert at the end of the meal. Maybe we'll even get a nice cocktail in this meal. I don't know what the cocktail would be. Oh, that's a nice little spore crawler morph there by Reynor. Anyways, now that I've finished up this metaphor, Spirit is gonna actually kill a queen here with some Hellions, which is kind of crazy. Widow Mine drop doesn't really get anything done, but it is still here, still posturing, and it's something that Reynor's got to be worried about, is if he's not paying attention, that could come in and do a lot of damage. It's interesting to see a Widow Mine drop against Zerg, not something we see super often, but Spirit busting it out here and just forcing Reynor to focus on that. Oh, he's going to bring it back in already. Widow Mines, oh, in vision of the Spore Crawler, though. And yeah, but unfortunately there by Spirit. Doesn't quite work out. The Hellions going to try to take advantage of Reynor focusing in the main for a second, though. 7 drones have already gone down, and oh my god, another big hit there, up to 11. He's going to pick up and try to get this one Hellion into the main. I think he's got to drop it. Oh my god, that medevac resting on his laurels. 11 drones going down is really nice. That was all 6 Hellions, though, as well as the Widow Mines. So it was a lot of damage. Spirit lost a lot more than he killed. Usually I would say, oh, well, it's drones. It's always worth it. The worker count is even, so I guess it was kind of worth it. But I feel like losing the medevac, especially, something that has a lot of value later on. I think Reynor should be quite happy with that, because now he can just drone freely. He can spread creep freely. Those Hellions are nowhere to be found. And Spirit's not going to be able to move out for a little bit. He's not quite ready for the follow-up yet. Combat Shields isn't done. His 1-1 is... it's on the way, but he's got to wait for all that. He's got to wait for his medevacs to come back out. And enough Marines to really push. And this is just free time for Reynor. That's the nice thing about the Hellions diving in and dying. Even if they kill a bunch of drones. Reynor's just got freedom right now. He's got a solid 60 to 90 seconds where he's just chilling. And for a Zerg player, especially somebody like Reynor, that is incredibly valuable time. And look at how deep this creep spread is already. There's just nothing stopping it. He's got a 5th base nearly done. His lair is done. Infestation Pit, Hydra Den. His own 1-1 is finished up. This is just fantastic position right now for Reynor. And Spirit is feeling the pressure. So he's going to move out here before the medevacs are ready. Oh my god, the Widow Mine doing friendly fire to these Marines. That one hits a little bit better, but the medevacs are here to pick up. And Reynor, he loses some creep tumors, but he just replaces them immediately with his group of queens. Insane. Insane defense right now from Reynor. And this is so tough for Spirit, this matchup, especially the way Spirit is playing it now with a lot of barracks, a lot of units pumping out. It's so momentum-based. And right now, Spirit has no momentum. He's starting from scratch and trying to get it going. But Reynor has so much built up behind this. He's on 90-plus drones. He's got Ling Bane coming out. Hydra upgrades are on the way. Bane speed is finishing up. His Hive is already halfway done. Reynor, he's sitting in a fantastic spot, and Spirit has to do something about it. He cannot just let Reynor have this. But it's so difficult. Reynor, beautiful splits here. Even mitigating these Widow Mine shots once again. He's going to force the lift up from Spirit. Spirit has to back away, and the creep spread just gets replaced immediately by Reynor's group of queens here. Reynor has 10 queens out, and there's just a group of 6 of them out here on the map, spreading creep on the side that Spirit's clearing it. Now, Spirit is going to also start pushing on the other side, but the creep spread is so far up that he has to scan immediately outside of his 3rd base to even begin this push, which gives Reynor about 1,000,000 years to get units over there to prepare for this. Reynor has plenty of time to prepare. Yeah, he's going to lose some creep spread, but as long as it's on Spirit's half of the map, that creep spread actually doesn't matter. Like, the creep spread here, not that important. And it's not even clear yet, which means there's still the speed boost from for these units. Reynor going to take advantage of that, pushes this push back. Spirit's still hitting on the left side. There's a fresh base here. I don't know if Reynor has enough nearby to actually defend this from this big of a bioforce. He's going to send some Links and Banes forward. Spirit still has to be careful of the Banelings and pull back from them. The Marauders sit out front. Base gets canceled here by Reynor. 5 SCVs went down in the meantime. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Must have just been some Banelings running by or something. But Spirit, he's still pressuring on both sides. Reynor so far has done a fantastic job defending and has put himself just in a great position. Well, finally a Widow Mine gets a good shot here. The Hydra's making this very difficult as well, as these medevacs need to be really careful of flying over the Hydras. Do we have a Lurker Den going down? No Lurker Den. It's just pure Lingbane Hydra at the moment. Oh, no! Oh, the medevacs! No! 1, 2, 3! Spirit not watching and loses all 3 fully loaded medevacs. And now Reynor can just focus on pushing the other side away and put on some of his own aggression. Yeah, this is a planetary. Yeah, there's a sensor tower. But is Spirit going to be able to hold on? There's a lot of Banelings here that are going to start rolling forward into the SCVs. And yeah, he just hits the planetary, gets the sensor tower, and backs up. Doesn't even worry about the rest of it. And Reynor has now put himself in just such a fantastic position, knocking down Spirit's 4th base before another command center is even done. Spirit is in a rough spot. He's in a very, very rough spot. I don't know. He's got 3-3 on the way, but Reynor's got his +3 attack and his +1 missile attacks on the way, and Reynor's diving back in. He's got some Vipers here as well. These Vipers have, like, they haven't cast a spell yet. He got them out, and he hasn't even needed them, which is kind of insane. His units here for Spirit getting a little bit overstimmed. Lings and Manes smashing in. He's just taking out the Marauders with the Banelings. He doesn't even care. He's got 90 drones behind this. He can kind of afford it. Oh, that Widowmine did just kill a lot of Zerglings there, but again, at the end of the day, I don't know if it matters. Reynor's got this 6th base up. He's got a 7th base on the way, and he's continuing to stop a 4th base from being an easy thing for Spirit to take here. Scan goes down. We do see some ghosts out. So some snipes or EMPs on these Vipers could be really big. Widowmines again coming forward, getting some good connections this time. Oh, Reynor. Woo! That was close. That was close. Those Vipers getting a little close to those ghosts for comfort. Surprised we're not seeing too much more here from Reynor. As I say that, he accidentally morphed some Lurkers. His Lurker upgrades are not quite ready yet. No Ultras either, though. I feel like this is an Ultra position. But then Ultras are a great way to just lose a game. So I kind of see why he might not want to go for that. Does have a Nidus Swarm on the way up. He's going to start doing some of that cheeky dark shenanigans, perhaps, where he tries to get Lings into the main. Burrow them all over the place with a burrow he just researched. And then use those to get Nidus Swarms up there. That is the kind of thing that Dark just used to kill Clem in KSL last week. This drop gets cleaned up by the Lings and the Banes. The Queen's nearby as well, so the Medevacs do have to be a little bit careful. Reynor's posturing on the left. Now both players are maxed. Spirit has the bigger army here. So he's going to start pushing out on the left, sending some Medevacs over to support. He still has a double drop over to the right side here. We're going to finally see these Vipers come into play as they're going to Parasitic Bomb. The Medevacs are not getting split. That's a lot of damage down on those Medevacs, and one of them does fall. As Spirit gets routed, he's trying to take this 5th base, but Reynor just won that fight. Sent him packing. Reynor again defending on the other side as well. Oh, some burrowed Banes here. Being very cheeky. I don't know if Reynor saw this 5th base getting taken down here. He might rotate that way shortly. Yeah, he's sending some Lings over. Immediately. Ooh, some more Banes burrow. I don't know if Spirit spotted that. He's got to be really careful about those. Woo! And there's the first Nidus in the main base. No Lings getting in, just an Overseer, which is going to get sniped. And it looks like this will get cleaned up, but at the same time, Reynor is going to attack on the front while Spirit's focused in the main base. These Medevacs are getting hit down here as well. Base stays alive. Base holds. The Lings and Banes are all gone. Looks like Spirit's going to try to take this base. Uh-oh. Well, there's not really any Marines here to hit with these Banelings, so I don't know if that's going to matter all that much. Reynor with discipline, waiting for the Marines to run over. Well, Spirit trying to take a 6th base as well. If he can get this double expand off, he could be in an okay spot. But Reynor's still, he's got a massive bank. Nidus Swarm not going to be able to get up once again. Medevac gets taken out. Spirit just trying to be annoying with this. Get as many snipes off as he can on the Hydras. At the same time, Reynor, though, he breaks into the 3rd with a big run by of Lings and Banes. 12 SCVs going down. The static defense here going down. Spirit actually supply blocked after this as well. This is very painful. Oh, more parasitic bombs. Taking down... Oh, wait. Ah, no. Reynor was watching. Damn it. Taking down the medevacs. There's no healing energy right now. Spirit has a couple new medevacs joining. I guess they're not new, but they're new to this army. The Lings come back in, but there's actually no SCVs for them to kill at that third base. Nidus Worm does get taken down again, I believe. Spirit is pushing onto creep a little bit here. Finally getting some counter aggression going. Reynor gonna dive forward though. He's feeling pretty good about his position right now. Spirit again, supply block. Oh my god, and this Nidus gets up, and there's two lurkers in here. It's gonna be so much more annoying to clean up. Widow Mines doing some friendly fire, actually. I don't know how much these Widow Mines really helped. 14 SCVs going down now. Some ghosts splitting off the wrong way and getting killed. Another Nidus Worm pops next to this Nidus Worm. The lurkers, I think they'll go down, but it's still very painful for Spirit. Oh my god, and now Planetary killed. The new base that was trying to come up is killed. Spirit does have the 5th base up here still alive, but he's lost 32 SCVs. His 3rd isn't mining. His natural is finally going to become his again. But this is still a super painful spot for Spirit right now, who's down to 70 army supplies, down to 120 supply, and he is just going to tap out. Not enough mining left, not enough army left, and Reynor deflecting everything Spirit threw at him and then just sending it right back in. GG. Jeez, Reynor's so good. Like, I cast a lot of dark and occasionally solar, but I don't cast a ton of really high level Zergs. So seeing Reynor do that, it's just wild. Spirit was just unable to get anything done that game. All right, Alcyone is going to be map number 2. Players are ready. I believe players are ready. Got all our casters in. We're good to go. Nice. Very solid game from Reynor. The engagements did seem to go his way pretty consistently. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to find fault with that. Like, I feel like there's, like, more he could have done, but clearly it was unnecessary, so I feel like just focusing on what he was doing worked out just fine. We're getting into game 2 here. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have Natus Vincier's Spirit, who, we're trying to figure out what happened here. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner, it is Basilisk Reynor. Oh, we're blaming Protoss. Okay, excellent. It's Protoss' fault. Reynor was worried he started the game before Spirit said he was ready. I think Spirit did say he was ready. Reynor definitely said he was ready. I don't know who was host. I think Spirit might have been host. I appreciate that Reynor was like, "Hey, did I start that before you were ready?" Spirit's like, "What? I started it. What are you talking about?" I know that feeling, Reynor. I know that feeling. You're like, I actually can't remember if I was host or not. Like, what just happened? What just happened in the last 30 seconds? I don't know either, Reynor. I really don't. You know, it's good to see that despite the fact that he's built different and that he's better at StarCraft than I will ever be at anything in my entire life. You know, we're still the same in some ways. It's nice to know. I am really excited for, you know, to see how everybody plays at EWC. I know it's got a lot of discourse around it, but just to focus on the games of StarCraft, I think, will be very good. And I do hope Reynor is feeling strong for that one. Because, man, he is good at this game. Oh, this Reaper trying to get the kill. Reynor not letting it happen. And third base gets down as well, despite that Reaper running this direction. Speaking of third bases, though, Spirit, he's got his own third CC. Very quick third CC here for Spirit. Just kind of what I expect. This is the kind of thing that I expect Spirit to do in this matchup. And I'm excited. It feels like our finals is going to be Reynor versus MaxPax, unless Spirit really pulls it back here. And that's a fun finals right there. It is funny, like, I feel like I instinctually root for underdogs, and I really enjoy when, like, a big upset happens. But then a lot of times I'll get to a finals and be like, oh, this could have been another Clem MaxPax. You know, this could have been, you know, like Reynor Clem or something. Or like a Dark versus Hero. Even those matchups, even though they happen all the time, they're still so good because the players are just so incredibly close in skill and so good at this game that the matchups are always really good. But then if there's like one upset, we end up with somebody in the finals who's just got a much higher win record than the other player. Sometimes that could be unfortunate. I have a Liberator coming out here for Spirit. Maybe the Liberator is the cocktail, you know? This is the drink Spirit's going for. Maybe that kind of harassment, like the Widowmine drop, that was a cocktail last game. This game, it's a Liberator, though. Spirit changing up his cocktail order in game number 2. What cocktail would a Liberator be? I feel like this is like a cheap beer. You know, Liberator, that's like a Bud Light. That's what Spirit's got going on here. He's like, yeah, I'll get a Bud Light. Widowmine drop is a little bit nicer of a beer. Maybe that's like a Stella or something. You know, a little bit higher quality. The Viking harassment, this is the garnish. The Viking killing the Overlord, that's the fancy garnish that he got with the Bud Light. I don't know why they gave him a fancy one, but he got it all right. Let's see if Reynor likes Bud Light. I don't think he's going to like Bud Light very much. Good pull away on the drones, though. Hellions still thinking about hitting out front, but the Queens are going to go push them away for now. Spirit's got his 1-1 up, coming up back at home. And I think this is going to allow him to get into his Marine push maybe a little earlier than last game. I don't know. He's also not committing the Hellions in, which means he might have more of an ability to clear some of this creep. I really feel like he needs to get on the creep clearing. That feels like such an important part of getting your push going. Is the more creep Reynor can spread, in this game, the easier it is going to be for him to defend the pushes, right? That's just like a simple, it's a simple one-to-one thing for Zerg. What Spirit's going to push in over here is not a ton of creep spread out from this base. The base a little more vulnerable. And with the Hellion still here, the Lings are going to have a tougher time holding on their own. They need the Queen and Bane help for sure. Ah, Transfusion so good. Bane speed nowhere near complete here, so these Banes are just going to be waddling forward on their own. And there's some Widow Mines with this. We're getting a little bit of lag. Hopefully that is not on the player's side as well. Oh yeah, never mind. That was on the player's side as well. We all had a giga lag there. Fortunately, nothing too big happening. But it did kind of stall out Spirit's push. And that's giving time for Reynor to get Baneling speed finished up. Spirit is also pushing on the right-hand side. These pushes so far going a lot better than last game. He's picking up some of that momentum I was talking about. And Reynor's going to try to come in here and squash that momentum. Takes out a couple of the Widow Mines. There's more behind that. There's more bio behind that as well. Oh, the Hellbat's starting to morph here. Might as well. You got the Armory. Might as well make it more difficult for the Lings and Banes to get on top of this. The Banes chasing the Marines all the way back. The Marines, though, will win out the day there. At least for the time being. Ah, those Marines did not win out the day. Spirit was maybe more focused on the top side, and the Banelings crashed into his Marines. Spirit does save some of his Marines on the top side of the map. It looks like he's going to go join one of the medevacs. Oh, turns around this medevac. Keep some pressure up here as well. Oh, and now we got triple prong. Spirit is going to send this medevac around the creep on the bottom side of the map. There is no vision down here. He actually cleared the Overlord that was here earlier, too. So I don't know if Reynor's going to be fully ready for these units up here. Getting into his main base. Yeah, no vision here. This is really, really nice for Spirit. He does need to get in as soon as possible, though. Reynor is still focused elsewhere, and the triple drop is going to hit straight on the main. The Queen going down. The Lings are nearby, so they will start getting into this. Widow Mines not getting the best hits, and it looks like Reynor's going to be able to clean this up fairly easily. Even getting most of the medevacs. And at the same time, I mean, this little drop over here is not doing too much. Kills a creep tumor. Reynor again seems to be just defending this multi-prong beautifully. It doesn't feel like there's anything Spirit's been able to do. Like, economically, he just hasn't gotten any damage done. Has he killed any drones this game? He killed one with the Liberator. Other than that, I mean, the trades have been very close to even. Reynor has just been mining more. I will say that Spirit's fourth base got up. I feel like it was up earlier and feels stronger in this game than last game where Reynor was able to take it down very easily. We do have the 5th CC on the way. But it still feels like Reynor's economy is just in such a good spot that now that he's counter pushing, he's going to be able to just keep this pressure on. And oh my god, he's hitting in 2 locations at once. Does need to kind of send these guys in. But he's making this very difficult for Spirit. The Banelings and the Lings just going to smash on top of this planetary. He wants to make sure he gets it. Well, these units are kind of trapped, but they're also keeping the bio here at the same time as Reynor's hitting the 3rd, and suddenly Spirit is losing 2 bases at once. He still has a nice army out here, but doesn't matter if you have no economy behind it. Oh my god, and the Banelings are coming in. There's so many SCVs here. 22 SCVs going down. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The 3rd base is forced to lift, though. That's routed. The 4th base was killed. Spirit's counterattack is getting some damage done, but Lings and Hydras are here now. Try to clean this up. There's a lot of healing energy. Oh, no, but a full medevac. Oh, it goes down. And Spirit, it's just going from bad to worse for him as Reynor now takes a 55 supply lead. And Spirit just has... It just doesn't feel like he's got enough here. 59 SCVs. He's got a bunch of workers not mining. Got to get back to work. Some Widow Mines do come in and get 4 drones. Hey, that's 4 times the amount of economic damage that Spirit has done in the rest of this game. So, you know, theoretically that's good. But it feels like a drop in the bucket of Reynor's 86 drone economy. And Reynor's massive lead here, as he's got lurkers on the way. Wintermine does get a good connection there. There's no Banelings here, so it's just going to be the Ling Hydra pushing this back. But Reynor's got a whole nother force to the upper left with lurkers and Banelings. And he's even got a Marine in there, and we all know Marines they're the best. You know, even the fake ones, they're the best. And this is now Planetary once again. There is an army coming up to defend this. Oh, Spirit splitting a little bit here. Oh, there's a lot of bio. Yeah, but Spirit's just going to tap out. It doesn't even feel like he can fight this army. And there was a whole nother army for Reynor on the other side of the map. And that's just GG. Spirit just getting whittled down piece by piece there by Reynor. God, Reynor is looking just so good. That didn't even look fair.